Alright, it says it's recording. Hi guys, as you know, our lessons are on transformations, which concerns reflections, translations, and rotations. Okay, with transformations, again, we have reflections, which we've already done, and now we're in translations, and later we'll do rotations. Okay. With transformations, our translations are used in marching band formations, used in line dancing, and just like that, we used it in the Cupid Shuffle just recently before the break. With translations, the next step, besides dancing with them, is to use the coordinate plane to map them out. This is another way of saying that we're going to use the X and Y axes. By using the grid and using points in the form of X, Y, alphabetical, X is always first and then Y, we can precisely slide our translations. Okay? Translations means sliding. Just like reflections meant flipping, like in a mirror. Translations are just sliding left or right, up or down, just like we were sliding in the Cupid Shuffle. Okay, so if we take this heart, which is our point, so I'll use a heart, Cupid Shuffle. Okay, we have the X and Y axes, and they're kind of blinking off and on here, the X and Y. This is your X axis, and this is your Y axis. And we have a heart, which is on the point -5, 1. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the negative direction along the X axis, and 1 in the positive direction along the Y axis. Now we're going to slide or translate the heart to a new position, old position, new position. So this is the image, this is the pre-image, and now our new position is the image. And it's on the position for 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 along the X-axis, and 1 up along the Y-axis. The heart was translated 9-0. Now that is not the position that it is in. That is how many it was slid over. Okay? Because it was moved 9 in the positive direction along the X-axis, it gets a 9 right here. So from its original position, we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which moved it 9 over along the X-axis. Okay? We did not move it up or down at all along the Y-axis. Therefore, it gets a 0 in the Y spot for its translation movement, its sliding movement, because it didn't move at all along the Y-axis. So you'll see the direction that it moves is in the positive X direction indicated by that orange arrow. Now I've moved the heart back to its original position on the -5, 1 place. Okay? This time, I've moved it down to this position, the 4, -2. 1, 2, 3, 4 along the X-axis, and 1, 2 down in the negative position along the Y-axis. Okay? So, pre-image, image, before and after. Okay? So, it has been translated 9 along the X-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it went down 3, 1, 2, 3, along the Y-axis. So, the heart has been translated 9 in the X direction and -3 in the Y direction. This is, again, not its position, but how it was translated, how it was moved. Okay? So because it slid along the X-axis 9 units in the positive direction, we get a 9 here. And it slid in the negative direction, so we get a -3 along the Y-axis right here. Okay? This is written as P9 -3, the translation. Okay, getting rid of our heart using a shape, the triangle. We have a triangle with 3 points, A, B, C, and D, A, B, and C. And its points are marked. A is -5, 3. B is -5, -2. And C is -1, -2. I want to translate it. Now I'm telling you how I want to translate it. I want to translate it by 6 and 3. Where is it going to end up? And we're going to call the new image A prime, B prime, and C prime. You're already familiar with this terminology. Okay. So, again, it's points A, B, and C of the pre-image. And now the image must be translated. So, over here. Trick here, if I add 6 to -5, I get a 1. If I add the 3, the translation, 3 to the y, 3 over here, I get a 6. If I add a -5 and a 6, I get a 1. If I add a 3 and a -2, I get a 1. If I get a -1 and a 6, I get a 5. If I add a -2 to a 3, I get a 1. The important to remember is how to add and subtract your integers, because this can make plotting your points very easy when you're doing translations. Because all you have to do is take your translation and add it to each one of your points, and it gives you your new set of points. So now that I have my new set of points, my A prime, B prime, and C prime, I can just plot those points. If you're not so comfortable with your integers, you're not so sure, and you want to double check yourself, you can do it by going, okay, I'm going to translate this 6 in the positive direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and positive 3 in the y direction, 1, 2, 3. It checks out. Okay? And the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up 3, 1, 2, 3, it checks out. And C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up 1, 2, 3, and it checks out. Okay? So there's 2 different ways to do this. Probably the quicker way would be adding your integers, your x portions with your x portions of your translation point information, with your y portions and your y translation information. You get your points, and then you can plot them. Alright, so let's look at this quadrilateral. You have a quadrilateral, which is any 4-sided figure. Okay, quad, like the quads that you ride around on, 4 wheels, quad meaning 4. So it is given A, B, C, and D. I'm going to translate it by -2, -3. Where will it end up? We're going to call the new figure A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. Right. So I'm going to translate it. So I'm going to block this for a minute. So -1 plus -2 is a -3. 5 plus the -3 is 2. I'm just adding them together, that's all. A -2 and a -2 is a -4. A -1 and a -3 is a -4. A 4 and a -2 is a 2. A -1 and a -3 is my -4. And lastly, 3 and a -2 gives me 1. 5 and a -3 gives me 2. I plot those points right here. A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime are these points right here. Once they're plotted, I can connect them in the same fashion as my pre-image, and I have my image. I can also check and make sure just by checking a couple points here. I'm going to be dropping 2. I'm going to be going to the left 2 and dropping 3. So from this point, I went to the left 2, and then I'm going to drop 3. It works. From this point to the left 2 and drop 3. and puts me at my new image point. And that's all there is to doing a translation. It's sliding left or right, up or down, using your X and Y axis. Hope that helps you. Talk to you later.